So here we have a question that we just created, a multiple choice. Let's add it to one of the quizzes. Let's see, we'll add it to the same quiz we're looking at right now, quiz number 7. So we have a postman to do that. Here is the add question. We're adding it to this quiz. And the question that we're adding is this brand new question that we just created. It's right here. Let's send that. Excellent. So if we go back to our client and we refresh, notice that we have that fourth question, the multiple choice question, right? And we are passing the instance of the question to the component. So let's see what we can do here. So let's go back to the IDE, to the client, and we can go to the taker and navigate down to the multiple choice component. All right, so in the multiple choice component, what we'd like to be able to do is iterate over those choices, maybe render them as checkboxes. Yes? Right? So let's do that. In here in the HTML, right, what we could do here is just iterate over those choices. And we know how to do that already. We'll just have here a UL. It'll be a list group. And we'll render under li each one of those choices. Oops, sorry. List group item. And in here we'll display a checkbox. It'll be something like an input. It'll be type radio button, right? And right next to it we'll display the label that or the text that describes this, right? So this will be we'll render right next to this the question. Well, actually, no, the choice, right? The choice, meaning we need to iterate over all the choices in the question, right? So this li will iterate over all the choices in the question choices. So this will be iterate over ng4. We'll create a local variable called choice of question.choices, right? And we'll render each one of those choices. Okay, let's put this in everything in its own line. And let's see how that renders. There we go. So notice that we have the choice render as separate objects. But really, we don't want to render the object. We want to render the label. So choice maybe .text, I think it was. Wasn't it? Right? So we have the text there. Choice A, B, C, and D. Right? Make sense? Perhaps to make this a little bit easier for folks to click on, maybe we could put this whole thing inside of a label. There we go. So that anywhere I click, right, notice that it selects the radio button. But notice that they're all being clicked. Why is that? Why is that? Well, by default, radio buttons are not mutually exclusive. Right? The only way that radio buttons are mutually exclusive is that if they know that they belong to the same thing, right? That they're in the same group, right? And the way we create groups is by using the attribute name. Okay. Now this name, this is how the radio buttons will understand that they're all part of the same thing. And we can use the name choice or whatever, right? As long as it's they know that they're part of the same choice, right? So notice that now by clicking one, it just unselects the other one. So they're all mutually exclusive, right? But yes. I was just going to say that. Yes. Notice that if you had another multiple choice question, that choice would now be unique across multiple questions, right, which makes no sense. So what we could use as unique is perhaps the ID of the question, right? The ID of the question is guaranteed to be unique as an identifier coming from the server, right? So here we can say that this is the question._ID. Okay, so now they're unique, but they're unique within this one question, right? In another, if you have another multiple choice questions, then they would be unique under that particular question, right? All right, so now we need to be able to bind the answer, right? So that if I select a particular one, just like we did with the text area, right? We'd like to be able to know, well, which one did you select? The first one, the second one, the third one, which one did you select? Right? So that we can then create a submission object and send it over to the server, right? We'll do that next.